This may sound really, really weird, and I'm probably being really transparent in this moment, but that's okay. I talk to my body. Is that weird?
I do believe that we are spiritual beings in a physical body.
Yes.
And if you're not in tune, mind, body, and spirit, something's out of whack. As you take away that mind and let it be still, all of a sudden you'll hear the spirit saying, as you put hands on yourself, you are healed.
Yeah.
Because the spirit is talking, the physical starts coming in alignment, and the mental starts coming in alignment. So you have mind, body, and spirit that's in alignment. But you have to be still first to hear your body talk.
Every day a woman
You're watching Trish Stanley TV. Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Trish Stanley TV. Today we have an amazing guest. Her name is Cheryl Burnside, and she reigns from Phenomenal Women's Health, Inc. And she's going to come on and talk to us about the importance of us ladies being in tune with our bodies so that we can really be as informative as we can when we are going to see our doctors. You do not want to miss this episode because we are talking about all things women and all things women's health. So make sure you stay tuned.
Every day a woman
You're watching Trish Stanley TV.
It's time to live your dreams. Nothing's gonna stop you now.
You're watching Trish Stanley TV.
Keep going, keep going. Every day a woman reigns.
You're watching Trish Stanley TV, where the everyday woman reigns.
Every day a woman reigns.
Hey guys, welcome to Trish Stanley TV. We have the amazing Cheryl Burnside hanging with us on today. We met through Jerry Gotthei, and we met at the, help me with is it Phenomenal Woman? I know that's the name of your organization. What was, oh
and
Lord, I'm drawing a blank.
Because you're telling me that, and I'm sitting up here.
So
Women of Influence.
Women of Influence, that's it. Thank you. We met at the Women of Influence. Were you at both of them or just the second one?
I was at the second.
At the second one. And you were honored as a woman of influence alongside myself. And I just loved, during that occasion, it was sort of like a brunch type setting where she's acknowledging women of color who are out here just sort of living in their purpose. And you had an opportunity to talk about the young women that you service and the passion behind that. First of all, the name of your organization is Phenomenal Women's Health.
Yes.
Why did you name it that? And then I'm going to follow up with another question.
Because I feel all women are phenomenal, but they have to look at their health inside and out. So being healthy inside and out makes you even more phenomenal. And since we do education about your health, I thought, what could be more perfect than Phenomenal Women's Health? Besides the fact, I love Maya Angelou.
I was just hearing you say that.
Since I couldn't just get phenomenal women, I stuck the health on the end of it.
That's smart. And so what is the organization Phenomenal Women? Who do you serve? You said it's the importance of the health, but how do you service women, us, in that way?
Well, basically what we do, we educate women, and we have supported some, especially giving them resources if they need free mammograms or anything like that. Through our resources, we will refer them there.
Okay.
And we do have several programs, like a girls program. We treat or we work with at-risk youth or girls, and also our younger girls, our babies, 11 to 15. And we just teach them about themselves, like etiquette and body image and anything to increase their self-esteem and body image. That's what we do.
We're going to circle back because I'm going to go in there real deep with you. I really believe the importance of pouring back into our young girls. The young girls are not going to know how to carry themselves, how to enter into a room unless we teach them. And we've had a couple of decades of wretchedness with women being the thing. And we have to realize, because wretchedness was the thing during that decade, we have a decade of girls who don't know how to carry themselves. So I think etiquette is very important. But we're going to come back there. You are a physical trainer.
Physical therapist.
Physical therapist.
Yes.
My mind went to the gym. But you're a physical therapist. What led you to that particular area of field?
Well, when I was in high school, we went on this field trip, and I noticed this little Afro-American boy strapped to a chair. I got offended. And I was wondering, why do they have him tied to a chair? And they told me he had cerebral palsy and that they're trying to work on his balance. So it hit me so hard when I left, and I thought, I want to help children like him.
And how old were you? You remember?
I was 17.
Okay.
So, seeing him, I thought I needed to work with children.
Yeah. And Offset, you was explaining how you married what you do professionally with your passion, which is phenomenal women's health. How did you come about that combination? Hey, this is an area that needs to be addressed. What happened in that journey?
Well, I was doing clinical at Kennedy Institute, which is now Kennedy Krieger, beside Johns Hopkins. And the disabilities that those children had, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to bring this home every night. So I thought, well, let me, start treating adults, an outpatient. But when I moved to Atlanta and I had a miscarriage, my first child, and I thought, oh God, you blessed me with my second. And because I went through toxemia, when Fulton County called me, said, I heard that you contract. I said, yes. Well, would you treat our children? And I thought, gosh, I've been blessed. I'm still treating adults. So I did both.
Okay.
And when I decided to have my own clinic, City of Atlanta was one of our contracts. And I started seeing women in non-traditional jobs like watershed and public works. And I thought, gosh, women really need to know that they're loved and that they deserve the best and that they are phenomenal.
Yeah.
And that's when I had my first tea at my house. I invited 30 women just to celebrate them being phenomenal women. Each one received an award. And our first speaker was a friend of mine, Cynthia. She was blind when I met her. But when I had my first tea, her sight had came back.
Really?
She never questioned why me. Never. Her faith was very strong. And I thought, who could be a better speaker to speak on diabetes but someone who was juvenile diabetic? And I saw this lady outside of my house flowing in this yellow dress and this bad hat. And I thought, who is that? Because the last time I saw her, she was at Johns Hopkins in an ICU.
She was sick.
Because she had just gotten a pancreas transplant and a kidney transplant. And here she is flowing. And I thought, my goodness, that is a phenomenal woman. And she came and she spoke. And it amazed me how many women were crying. And I thought, a lot of women are hurting. They don't have to be underserved. They can be professional women.
Yes.
So I have to bring
Combine
these
them.
women, yes. And we are a multi-generational organization.
Okay, good.
So that's what we do.
It's a must.
It's a must.
Day and age.
Yes.
So you have a heart for women. We were talking, you have sisters, but you have sons, but you have granddaughters.
Yes.
What was it, or what is it, do you think that your call has been regarding women? And, I know you shared how the encounter affected you, but why do you think God chose you to minister to women?
Because of my journey. And because of the things that I went through in my life, And years ago, talking to other women, I noticed that they had unresolved issues from childhood. And I thought they stopped living at that point of their trauma. Now that I know it's called age trauma scores, I didn't know back then, but I saw that it affected their adult relationships. So because I kept seeing it a lot as a physical therapist, whenever I would touch a woman, she would tell me things from way back in her childhood that I'm now seeing it in adulthood. And I thought, I have to find a way to work with these women, to let them know that that past trauma is only to make them who they are. Or who they could be. Because it's like a diamond under pressure. It's cold, and under that pressure it becomes a diamond. So rather than taking that trauma this way, they can take it this way and be the diamond that God created them to be. And I feel strongly that that's my calling, because now when you go through struggles, or even though I go through struggles, I think, gosh, I must be doing something right, because somebody is trying to prevent me to get to where God is taking me.
One of the things I love about how you describe your first experience is that you always include when I touch her. When I touch her, it's something about that touch. And, you know, some people I always say, there are some people who have healing hands. They just, whether it's a grandmother, I mean, my husband says that his mother would say that about him when he would rub her feet. Oh, you just got healing in those hands. And I've heard that. So I just feel like that was your profession, but it's also your call. So when you touch a woman, it's almost like she's connecting with the spirit that's in you. That's why she's revealing her life story. Because we open up. Now, we will open up with our hairstylist and nail tech and all of that. I don't know if it's the same world with physical therapy, but that's what it sounds like to me for you.
Well, I'd always keep tissues in my room.
Good.
Because before I would finish, I know there's going to be a cleansing. And that cleansing is through crying. So I would tell people, I'm like, well, sometimes I wonder why I don't get offended, because why do people come in my room and start crying? But then when they leave,
cleansing.
When they leave, they would tell me, I came here for physical therapy, but you gave me mental therapy. I gave them nothing.
You did.
But a safe space. As I'm treating them and working with them physically, for them to release what internally. Because I truly believe that stress and unharbor hurt and resentment it's going to come out in the physical. It's going to come out in the physical. So if I can help release that, then that would help me speed up their healing.
That's beautiful. I love it. And I love that you're an advocate for our health. And we were sharing, some stories you were sharing numbers, actually, percentages of our health, especially pertaining to deaths during childbirth. Kind of expound on that and share whatever knowledge you would like to share with us on that. Because for me, I have questions, but I don't know enough to ask those questions. So I just kind of want you to kind of flow from there and educate us in this moment about what we're looking like, what my daughter should expect, what my nieces should expect. I'm about gone. I mean, I am about gone. I'm going to be here for a while. But I know how to go into a doctor's office and ask questions, and demand certain things. But all of my doctors are Black female. So, and that makes a difference, and that was on purpose. So share with us where we're at when it comes to our children, our girls having babies, and knowing how to go into a doctor's office and speak your truth, regardless of what they're saying.
Well, a lot of people, not just women, think what is told them is gospel. So if the doctor tells them something, it has to be right. Now we have others who will research, you know, go on Google and find out, but they still don't have the nerve to dispute what the doctor's saying.
Right.
Because they have a little knowledge from Google, but not enough. And they think, well, he knows everything.
Right.
But they practice medicine.
Yes.
And with maternal birth, it's something, and I'm going to be candid.
We need it.
I was pregnant and we were excited. It was our first child and everything. I was still working as a physical therapist. And I had a white male as a doctor. And I went in and I remember him saying, I don't hear a heartbeat. But you know, I'm still excited. I heard it, but I didn't hear it. This went on for 3 months, but never did he say anything. Until one morning I woke up and I told my husband, you have to take me to the emergency room.
What were you feeling?
I was hemorrhaging.
Okay. Okay.
And he took me to the emergency room and they couldn't find my doctor. So I went through labor and then ended up, his son, who was also OBGYN, came in and said, okay, she can go back to work on Monday. This was either Friday or Saturday. And luckily I had a nurse who advocated for me, says, no way she can go back. Because here I am walking around for 4 months thinking I'm carrying a baby.
Right.
And really, when I think back when he first told me, it was like my 7th week, 8th week, and he didn't hear. And I'm thinking, was his thought, oh, she's going to abort it anyway. So rather than maybe doing a DNC I didn't hear that.
Because I don't hear a heartbeat, he said it just like in passing, like it was just nothing.
Right. But wouldn't you think you would follow through with that?
Right.
But that wasn't the case. So when the statistics came up about about Georgia having one of the highest, I think Louisiana and Mississippi,
I can believe that,
are worse than ours.
Surprised Alabama ain't on there.
And Alabama's
okay.
So when I heard that, and I thought, you know, I was in healthcare. I've been in healthcare for over close to 45
a lot of
years. Yeah. And I thought, I didn't know the symptoms. When I had toxemia with the second, you know, I had tightness in my chest. Oh, I just got a new bra. My eyes were blurry. Oh, I've been doing a lot of charts.
Or allergies.
So I had excuses for everything.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, if 85% of the deaths that occurred with maternal deaths during childbirth, that's unacceptable. That could have been prevented. 85% were preventable. So because of that, and knowing my journey, and again, as I said, my journey really creates my purpose. I thought, we have got, only ones who's going to save us
is us.
So we as women have to get out there and tell our sisters, this is what you look for. About 2 months ago, I went into this barbershop, and one of the barbers said, you know, such and such's daughter died, and she was 29 years old, and she died in childbirth. 29. Unacceptable. So
and we put so much emphasis on the abortion, women having abortion. Can we put some attention on the women who are already pregnant and want their babies and want to live to see their babies grow? We're putting all of our attention and focus on this particular area, and this area has been hemorrhaging for decades.
So isn't it amazing that this pro-life, we had something on our door last week. they're so pro-life.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, if you are so pro-life,
Mm-hmm.
why are 85% of
Come
the
on.
deaths?
Come on.
We're not talking about abortions.
Mm-hmm.
Who Caucasians have the highest incidence
Yes, they do.
of abortion.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the fear that they're going to lose their
Numbers.
being the majority,
Right.
they're not looking at,
Mm-mm.
at first they were killing the babies.
Mhm.
Our babies were dying.
Yeah.
Well, again, let's go to that
Yeah.
mother.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes in. If you save a woman or a girl,
Mhm.
you save generations to come.
And you just made me think about, we did a show. I am actually one who had fibroids. And so I had a hysterectomy after my daughter was born.
Mm-hmm.
We had a doctor on who specializes in hysterectomies. And this is not a death to a child or even to the mother in most cases, but it is a death to the womb. So you can't have children anymore. The first thing that they wanted to, because we're talking about women's health, so this is part of our health, you know, and the first thing that they want to go to when they find fibroids and cysts and all that is, hysterectomy. And then now we're finding out there are alternative ways where you don't have to give up your uterus for the sake of a fibroid. We already know fibroids run mad in our women of color. So these are just, to me, these are just different ways where the quote unquote system has failed us Black women in this country. First is with the birth, we're the highest for deaths during birth. We're the highest for fibroids. We really dominate that particular area.
Right.
So you're saying we have to advocate for ourselves in education, in all areas of health. So how do we do that? Do we come to your organizations? How do we, if we don't have those personal people in our lives, where do we go? Because you said you were in the medical field for years.
Yes.
And you didn't know. So what do we do? What's the answer to that?
Well, during COVID, our training is virtual.
Okay.
We had 9 states represented on our calls. That's because sister told her sister, who told her cousin, who told her mom. So it was by word of mouth that we end up having 9 states on the call. We have got to inform our sisters, cousin, sister, whoever, about these things. But not only that, also the husbands.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Because
they're going to be your mouthpiece.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if you inform them of programs like ours that is on Zoom, that they could be in their own living room and watching this and educating themselves. Internet has made so many things, has been a plus, you know, for us to reach other women. But when I think about South Georgia, where there's not the availability that they may have in a city, but they do carry that phone.
Yeah.
And it is connected to the internet. So just by passing the word, looking for different situations on Facebook or Instagram where you can learn more about your health.
Yeah.
Ignorance is not an excuse right now.
Not anymore.
No.
It really isn't. And I asked you what symptoms you were feeling because sometimes we will discount certain things, but we have to be in tune. And this may sound really, really weird, and I'm probably being really transparent in this moment, but that's okay. You know, I just had to cut my locks after 18 years because I was dealing with hair loss. And so I'm like, what is going on? I've had long, thick, coarse hair my whole entire life. And so I'm like, what is going on? What's going on? So I ended up having to go to the doctor. And actually we'll be doing a scalp scan just to make sure everything's okay. Hair is now coming back. But I talk to my body. Is that weird? So like when they're telling me, you know, you apply this oil and massage your scalp. And as I'm applying the oil and I'm massaging my scalp, I'm talking to my hair follicles. Come on, you know, you got this. You're healed. The swelling, take the swelling away. You know, I'm talking to my body. I think that if we did that as women, our body will speak back to us. And so we don't confuse, because you Google hair loss, oh girl, you got stage 4 cancer. You know what I mean? And that may not be the case. It may be other things going on, because I believe also my situation is coupled with hormones. Mm-hmm. But our moms didn't talk to us about a lot of things. Like, I don't know what to expect for, what do you call it? The hot flashes. I don't know what to expect for that, because my mother didn't have that conversation with me. And what you're saying is what we as women need to do is sit down and have these type conversations so that we can get in tune with our bodies, even if it's something as simple as talking to your body. I get migraines, come on, blood vessels, I need you to open up, I need you to flow. I'm praying as well, but I'm also speaking to my body. What is your take on that? Because some women are so disconnected from their bodies. When their body is telling you, Gary had his baby, but you're saying, no, the doctor said it's going to be another week. At what point are you confident in saying, I'm going to listen to my body and not that doctor?
For one thing, you need to have that time with your body. Mm-hmm. I do believe in meditation. Mm-hmm. I do believe in rest. Mm-hmm. I do believe in being still. Mm. And as you're still and you're focusing on different parts of your body will tell you things. Mm-hmm. I was laughing about the coming up the stairs, but this morning before I came, I laid hands on my knee where it had been bothering me. And I just started massaging it, but I was going with my body. We call it myofascial release.
Oh yeah, we had a physical therapist on. Okay, come on now.
Yes, where you place your hands on your body and you go with it. You don't rush it. You just let the hands go where they go. Migraines. Massage yourself. Tell yourself who you are. And I say who you are in Christ.
Yes.
And by the laying on your hands and just massaging the base of your skull and just laying still.
Yeah.
Because I do believe that we are spiritual beings in a physical body.
Yes.
And if you're not in tune, mind, body, and spirit, something's out of whack. So if your mind is telling you, oh, I heard, oh, this, you forget about the spirit saying, I'm here, I'm here. And then the body is reacting to the mental part.
The franticness of
and the spirit is still, I'm here. But as you take away that mind and let it be still, all of a sudden you'll hear the spirit saying as you put hands on yourself,
we'll calm
you are healed.
Yeah.
You are healed.
Yeah.
And then because the spirit is talking, the physical starts coming in alignment and the mental starts coming in alignment. So you have mind, body, and spirit that's in alignment, but you have to be still first to hear your body talk.
Yeah.
And I do believe in, I do it every day. I lay still and I listen. And we as women have got to go back and listen to what our bodies are telling us.
Because we get so busy. You're a wife, you're a mom, you work, and we want to take care of everybody else and leave ourselves, oh, I'll just get to that later. And I'm so glad that this is changing, but we have to take out that time to decompress, to, I like sometimes just sitting and laying and thinking about nothing when my mind, because my mind works really, really fast. Ideas, because I've always prayed and asked God to send me ideas, and He floods me, floods me with ideas. But now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, I have to sit in this space and not think about anything. I used to get on a treadmill and do that, but it's harder on a treadmill because now I'm thinking about, okay, what I got to do next week. So now I have to purposely lay in my bed, no TV on, no other type of stimulation, and just sit there thoughtless, literally thoughtless.
And that's hard to do.
It's very hard to do.
It's hard to do.
Very hard to do.
And I think with practice, it becomes easier.
Yeah.
But first you have to not think about what's happening tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get home from work and I used to tell my sons,
Mm-hmm.
you have an hour to kind of come down and decompress from school.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have an hour.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to walk around my room naked, don't you go through my door. This is my hour.
Yes.
Because we don't decompress when we come home. We
Yeah.
come home from work, I got to cook dinner, I got to da-da-da.
Mm-hmm.
You never cut it off.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in Atlanta with the traffic,
Yeah.
you never cut it off.
Yeah.
So if we start learning to decompress when we first get home,
Mm-hmm.
that would help
Yeah.
a lot.
Just in the silence, you know, you can become one with you, you know, and I think that's so important. And I think that's the piece that we miss as women because we already know how do we communicate or how do we know what our body is telling us is the truth. We already kind of struggle with that, but this is a way that you can become in tune with your body and listen.
Yes. And you know that gut feeling?
Yes.
Don't ignore it.
Yes. Yes.
Don't ignore it.
Yeah.
It's within you trying to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
And then you say later, oh, I knew I shouldn't have did it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you had been still,
Yeah.
you would have
listened.
heard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You would have heard.
So what else do you have going on? I know you have some events coming up mid-year in the next couple of months, but share what you have coming up and how we can be a support to you.
Well, as I said, we're multi-generational.
Mm-hmm.
And in August, we're starting a 6-week hourly course for women, telling them and helping their journey of being pregnant to be a joyful one, a knowledgeable one. And we're having OBGYNs, healthcare professionals that come in and share with them what they should be at each trimester, and also what you should eat with each trimester to help the development of the baby.
Okay.
But we are also giving them a place where they can come and ask questions and feel like they're not being judged.
Okay.
I think that's very important that after they hear the information, they may ask the healthcare professional something. So this runs from August 1st through September.
And that's virtual,
14th.
right?
It's virtual.
Okay.
So tell your mamas, your sisters, your cousins, your aunties, anybody, because somebody knows somebody who wants to get pregnant or is going to be pregnant.
Yeah.
So that's our women's program. We also have a program for girls 11 to 15 called Loving Me Phenomenally with Endless Possibilities. Because until you see it, how can you imagine being it?
Yeah.
So what we do, we teach them etiquette, self-esteem, and body image. But this year in the fall, we're teaching them robotics and engineering.
Okay.
Because we want to empower our girls.
Yeah.
Because next year, there's going to be a shortage of 4 million software developers, engineers, and coders. So if we can get our girls start looking at these things, we'll put them to the forefront of the workforce. And then we work with our high school girls. And with our high school girls, they've been through so much.
Yeah.
So much.
Yeah.
And we have what we call a girls' chat when we first meet. And we bring them down. Because if something happens,
you mean break them down?
No, we don't break.
Okay, yeah, that's not a good term.
What we do, we allow them to voice what has happened to them so that they can finally calm down enough that then we can teach them.
Okay. You make them pliable.
Yes.
Okay.
Because like a piece of clay. If the clay is hard, you're not going to get anything out of it.
Right.
But if you allow them to express their feelings and have a check-in, then when we teach them things like videography or something that they may want to go into when they graduate from high school, we want to introduce them to those occupations and to awesome Black women who are out here doing it, because then they can see, oh, this is possible. This is possible. She looks like me. I can do this.
Yeah.
And those are the 3 things we're having, but to end our year, November the 2nd, we're having our annual tea.
Okay.
And that's where we award those people who are out here living whatever our topic is. I mean, we've had it on breast cancer awareness, on heart disease, any medical issue on lupus, any medical issue we as women go through. But this year is going to be on maternal health.
Okay. We need that.
Yes.
We need it.
So,
we need all of them, but we especially need that.
Yes. So women come together. They can dress with their fascinators and their gloves and enjoy time sharing with other women and hearing panelists talk about the issues.
Yeah. I love it. I really do love that. And you have a website. Can you share your website? Before you share your website, and I'm going to have you end us out with some encouraging words. We do have your husband, Michael, in the house. He's not on set. We want to thank him for coming and hanging out with us. But yeah, share what your website is, and then just close us out. Just really speak into us women and the importance of becoming one with ourselves so that we can take better care of our health.
Okay. Well, our website is www.𝐈AMPHENOMENAL. IamPhenomenal.org. You can go there and register for our program, for the maternal health program. And what I want women to know is that there is work enough for everybody. So when I come up and I compliment you, I am serious about what I'm saying. But we have got to uplift each other as women. Don't be jealous, because my belief is, gosh, she's been blessed. Gosh, I can't wait for my blessing.
Right.
I salute you, sister, that you're out here doing it, you know, and I'm looking at you. You're beautiful. And you are letting everybody know someone else's story. And I commend you. I commend you. I can learn from you.
Yes.
So
we learn from each other.
Yes. So as a woman, start nurturing each other as a sisterhood. You know, you don't have anything that I want except maybe that glow that you show everybody when you're on TV. But we have to start nurturing each other, because as you see, things are so much against us and our men, but now they're coming for the women.
Yeah.
So we better start looking at each other and nurturing each other.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I love that you said that. They attack our men, still attack our men, but now they are coming for us. We are the number one highest educated in this country.
And
so they're
amazing.
coming for us. They're coming for us.
And we're the root.
Yes.
From which everything grows. So the seed comes out of us to create our girls and our men. So couldn't do it with babies. You know, they were killing the babies. Then they were killing our men. That ain't work. Let's go for that woman.
And that's the dangerous part about it. But that's a whole nother show, girl, because I'm about to go into other relationships, and that ain't what our show is about. But I want to thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing. I love. I'm there to support in any way that you need me to, but I love the fact that you pour into not just women, but our girls. That is so important. If we can get them there and snatch them up there, it'll be a lot less work, making them pliable. Grown women, hard to be pliable, but the girls are. And so I just want to thank you for the work that you do. And when you spoke at the event, I was like, oh, I got to have her on the show. But I do have to tell you a little funny. I thought I was talking to you and I was talking to somebody else. I had your name on somebody else's number.
That's okay. You got to me.
But I got
anyway.
to you.
I got
to you. But thank you so much for coming
You're
on
so
and
welcome.
sharing with us. Guys, we will be right back.
Every day a woman
You're watching Trish Stanley TV. I'd like to thank my guest, Cheryl Burnside, for coming in and hanging out with us. I just received so much from her, but the thing that really still sticks out with me in that interview is the fact that every time she had an encounter with a patient, she touched them. And that just really, really just marinates itself in me, because I think about it not just physically, but figuratively. You know, in order for you to help someone and be a safe space for someone, which is what she demonstrated, you have to be able to touch them. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a physical touch, but touch them in some type of way to let them know that they are free and open to share with you. And we need that in our community so that we can continue to educate ourselves, so that we are healthy and we live longer for our children. As she stated, we deposit things generationally into our girls, and we need to be able to be here and be here effectively and healthy, on a healthy way, to do that for our girls and our grandchildren. I thank you guys. I love you so much for coming in and hanging out with me. And please, please go check out her organization, volunteer, purchase a ticket for someone, jump on those calls, and learn as much as you can about yourself, because we want you to be here as long as God has blessed you to be here in a healthy way. As I always send you off, I'm sending you off with love isn't love unless you give it away. But first, give some love to yourself and take care of your health. Thank you guys for tuning in. I see you on the next show.